Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shooting Star for April 20th. And we're going to start out with some great student submissions of videos. And a couple of these shorter ones were submissions for national recording artist Devin, who had asked us to provide some music video segments for his music video that's coming out soon. So Sabrina and Skylar both submitted a couple fun things for that we're going to see. We're going to get to see Curtis playing some guitar. We're going to get to see Allie and Emily and Kaitlyn playing at least 6 feet apart from each other, except for Allie and Emily, who are sisters. And they did a really fun performance in one of the tunnels here in the trail system in Chaska. So let's check that out first.
You got this. You're good at talking.
Okay, tell me you're feeling good.
Say six.
Who's here?
Kaitlyn!
Allie! I'm Allie.
Okay, so we're playing Mammoth Overture, and we're going till 18, and then we're gonna skip down to 38 because we have rest and yeah.
Okay, everyone take your places. 1, 2, ready, go.
I am going to play the Super Mario Brothers theme song on the guitar.
All right, those are some great videos. Thank you so much, everyone, for sending those in. If you want to submit things to be in future Shooting Stars, you can put them on Google Classroom in the part that says optional video submissions, or you can just email or text them to me and I'll make sure those get on. For this Shooting Star video, we're going to be doing some information about our assignments and some other events and things coming up, and then we will be doing a short segment on Mariachi Band, learning another one of your songs, Mariachi Band members, and then we'll end this video with a production bonus lesson, which usually takes place on Mondays. So check those out if you are in those groups or are interested in learning more. So let's get started here. Just some basic things to get started here this week. It is Disney week for me, so I'll be wearing Disney shirts all week. You can join me on Instagram Live every weekday at 10 a.m. and see what other Disney gear I have, and there'll be more information and you can ask questions there. We'll also be having our Google Meet sessions again this week on Wednesday and Thursday. 7th grade will be at 9:25 on Wednesday. 8th grade A-Day Band 11:10 on Wednesday. 8th grade B-Day Band 11:55 on Wednesday. And 6th grade 5th hour band 12:40 on Wednesday. And then the two second hour 6th grade bands 8:40 A-Day on Thursday, and B-Day will be at 9:25 on Thursday. So we'd love to see you there. Go to Google Classroom and you can see how you can sign up to get involved in those Google Meet sessions. I've had a lot of students tell me it's really great just to see people, and that's kind of our main reason for doing it, is to see each other, but also talk about what's going on and answer questions about whether it's band stuff or other things related to school or other things. So I'd love to see you for that. Some things I wanted to talk about today. First of all, starting with the assignments. This week is another week of doing your bando cards. So we rolled those out last week. You have to do 2 more blue squares this week as your assignment. You may choose the same square you chose last week. However, you must send in a different video. So let's say you played for mom or dad last week and you want to do that again this week. That's fine, but it's got to be a separate video. You just can't roll out the same video you did last week. So you got to do it. You can even do the same song again, but because the whole idea of doing this is to practice and get better. So feel free to do that, but just make sure it's a different video. The other things this week are we have no band and on Friday because we did a band and last week. However, your band and assignment from last week, which was to research one of your band songs, is due today if you're watching this on Monday, April 20th. So make sure you're getting that turned into band and week 1 on Google Classroom. And you don't need to turn anything in related to this next item, but you should all be practicing your solo out of your solo book for your playing test, which is due in May. So make sure you're working on that, unless you did solo and ensemble. And those of you who submitted solos for solo and ensemble this past weekend, thank you. We had quite a few students submit solos, which is awesome. And we have sent those on to our adjudicator, and it'll probably be about a week till we get the results back on that. So be patient, and I will let you know as soon as I know what your scores were and what kind of awards you're going to win for that. So congratulations to those students who did solo and ensemble. Another thing that's coming up very soon for some of you, for 8th graders who are interested in auditioning for the top band at the high school, that is coming up here due either this week or next week, depending on what high school you go to. Chan, it's due this Friday, April 24th. And Chaska, it's due next Thursday, April 30th. And what you need to do is go to Google Classroom, look for the audition information, work on the music that is provided for you there, and then you need to make a recording of yourself. And that recording, you can either submit to Ms. Idell or me, or you can submit that directly to Mr. Beckler or Mr. Swanson. So that's how that works. Some of you are interested in the National Songwriting Competition, and again, if you're interested in that, you should get that. Let me know, first of all, if you haven't. But that is due, if you're doing the electronic one, it's due next Friday, May 1st. If you're doing the songwriter, singer-songwriter one, that is due on Friday, May 15th. And again, let me know if you have any questions about that. Also, if you are interested in private lessons, let me know. If you're interested in doing the McPhail Music Studio in Chanhassen, their online master classes, let me know. I'll get you more info on that stuff. Great opportunities to get really into your instrument and learn from professional players, you guys. So take advantage of this time if you can, if it's in your schedule and if it's in your budget, because those couple things cost money to do. If you're in an after-school class like Mariachi Band, stick around at the end of this video. I have a little mariachi lesson for you coming up. If you are in Honor Band, make sure you got the code from us for the Honor Band Google Classroom so you can start practicing the music for that. And Pop Ensemble, you're going to have an opportunity to provide a recording of the song Circles by Post Malone. I sent that out. Let me know if you have any questions on that and how to do that. There was a tutorial video in Google Doc I sent out too that kind of explains the process of making that happen. And if you are in jazz band, every Thursday I do a jazz improv lesson at the end of the Shooting Star video that you can check out as well. And of course, that's for anybody, whether you're in jazz band or not. Those of you who like to do the other bonus lessons like guitar, bass, drum set, piano, songwriting, I do all of those on a bonus Shooting Star video on Fridays, and you can get information on learning those things on Fridays. So check that out. So I'll always be checking out for the new Shooting Star video and seeing what's available. So all that's going on as we're looking ahead to events that have been canceled. We, of course, this week we were supposed to go to the 7th grade band trip to Edina, and the rhythm section was supposed to go to UW Eau Claire for the jazz festival. And so we're going to do a couple things to not completely make up for doing that, because there's really no way to make up something as fun as those 2 trips. But 7th graders, we're going to ask you, if you can, sometime this week before the end of the week, to send me a picture of you holding your instrument. That's it, a picture of you holding your instrument. And if you're a percussionist, you can hold drumsticks, your practice pad, bell kits, just come up with something like that, okay? And it can be inside, outside, wearing whatever you want, smiling preferably. But we're going to take those pictures and we're going to have some fun doing some things with those pictures so that you can all enjoy seeing each other again. And then rhythm section, we are in the process of trying to organize a clinic. And so I'm in the beginning stages of working that out for you. It would be an online, probably Google Meet session, but we made that really great recording before this pandemic hit, and we could submit that to an adjudicator where they could give us some great feedback on how we sound. So be on the lookout for more info on that. As we look ahead to May events, again, we still don't know if we're going to be back in school in May. A lot of us are feeling like the chances are slim, but that's just gut feeling. There's nobody in the district that has made any decision on that yet. So if we don't come back, though, we'll continue to do distance learning, and we will find a way to make up our last summative. Our last summative, again, is the band concert. Well, there's the playing test, too, on the solo, which I already mentioned. And we're coming up with some solutions on how to do that, too. One is really fun, and again, I can't reveal what we're thinking yet, but it has the potential of being a very fun thing for a lot of you. And the second one is very meaningful. First one's meaningful too, but the second one's very meaningful and fun also. But so we have those two thoughts in mind that we will give you some more information on soon. So be looking out for that on a Shooting Star video. We'll debut that on Shooting Star and Instagram Live when we know more info on that. So I'm looking at my notes here to see what else I haven't covered. I think I've gone through pretty much everything I wanted to do. Hey, if you want more info on almost everything that's going on, tune in on the Thursday Shooting Star, or go back to last Thursday's Shooting Star. That would have been, the date on that would have been April 16th. On the Thursday edition of Shooting Star, I'm trying to go through like everything that's going on and give you a very detailed idea, because I know a lot of you are involved in a lot of things right now, not just band, but other subjects, and you're trying to fill up your days with fun things and creative ideas. And so I want to go through all those things with you, and I'll do it on Thursday. So be looking out for that this Thursday. So with that, we're going to move on to the Mariachi Band segment of our video, and then we'll do a music production bonus lesson after that. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for submitting your videos, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Miss you all. All right, we're going to continue on now with Mariachi Band, and I'm going to work on the song La Valentina with you today. And I'm going to go through the guitar part, and then the flute/violin part, and then the trumpet part, and finally the percussion part at the end. So if you want to just kind of play around and skip ahead, each one of these will probably take 2 to 3 minutes to go through. So I'm going to start with the guitar part on La Valentina. Again, this music is all on Google Classroom, so you can check it out there. And I actually shared you a link now. It's almost been a month ago now. So if you can't find it, let me know, and I'll get you the music for this Mariachi Band, people. So starting with guitar, La Valentina, there's a lot of D and A7 chords in here on this song, and G chords. It's pretty much just those three as I look through it. So just to review what those chords are, guitar players, we have the D chord. We're going to do a simplified D chord, which is going to be your 3rd string, 2nd fret with your 1st finger, and then your bottom string, 2nd fret with your 2nd finger. And then down here, like most of our chords, we're going to strum 4 strings. Okay. G chord again is just your simplified, just your bottom string, 3rd fret, strum 4. And A7, much like D, you're just going to move these 2 fingers over 1. So your 1st finger is on 4th string, 2nd fret. 2nd finger is on 2nd string, 2nd fret. And this one you could actually strum 5, but 4 is fine too if you just want to keep it consistent. Okay, so those are your 3 chords. Now your strumming pattern throughout most of this song is going to be, I'm going to start on D and just practice this on a D chord. It's going to be rest, 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 throughout most of the song. And you'll notice on the rest, I touch the strings to get them to stop ringing. Touch, touch. So you see how that's kind of working there. There are 3 times in the song where the rhythm changes. I'll point these out to you real quick. Measure 11, and then you skip down to measure 43, and then near the end at measure 75. And all 3 times it changes to the same rhythm. And the rhythm's going to go like this in those three spots. It's going to be rest, rest, rest. So 3 times you go rest, strum, okay? And that's what happens in those 3 spots. Otherwise, the whole rest of the song is that same pattern, okay? So I'm going to try a little bit from the beginning. Here we go. Rest, A7, back to D. Stay on D for D7. G, 9, D. Here's the new rhythm. Rest, rest, rest. A7. Back to the old rhythm. D. 17. We're on D for a while. A7. 25. D. 33. A7. D. Keep going on D. Here's G, 1 finger. D, 41. New rhythm. Rest, rest, A7. D. And we're to 49. And the song just keeps going with that same basic pattern, guitar players, okay? All right, cool. Let's move on to the flute and the violin part. Let me pull that one up here. Grab my flute. And again, we're doing La Valentina. Flutes and violins. Let's do the top line, number 1. Violins, you could do line number 2 if you wanted as well. Flutes, you have to do line 1 because line 2 goes too low. And you wouldn't probably want to do that one anyway. Okay. There's also a vocal part on here too, which we'll work on a different time. Look at their key signature. For the violins, not bad. F sharp and C sharp. And there are some C sharps in here to make note of. The first one I see is at measure 9. However, check out measure 6 where there's actually a C natural. So they do throw a couple accidental C naturals at you, so be aware of that. And then you see measure 9, they put that courtesy sharp in there for you. Flute players, this is not a nice key signature for you. Every F in the song, like the second note, is going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 3, not 1 on your first finger. And then pinky 2 and your thumb. Okay. Every C, like the last note of measure 2, is not going to be the C you're used to. It's going to be just pinky on your right hand, just pinky. And then every B in this song, like the second note of measure 6, is going to be B natural. So not B flat. You have to lift up this first finger on the right hand. It's going to be B natural. And then every E is E natural. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You're a little more used to that one. But like the second note of measure 2 is not going to be E flat. It's going to be E natural. So that's 4 notes to be really, really observant of. And that's going to make this a little tricky for the flute players. Okay. All right, we're going to start from the beginning and we're going to play up to about measure 25. Here we go. 1, ready, go. Cool, I'm going to stop for a second because I have to do a little page turn here. And we're at measure 25. Let's keep going. Here we go. 25. 1, ready, go. Three. And then you repeat all the way back to, I gotta turn my pages back, 17. Second ending sounds like this. All right, that's the flute and violin part. Let's move on to the trumpet players. Trumpet players, La Valentina. Let me pull mine up too and get my trumpet as you are doing that. And La Valentina, as we look at it, sorry, there is no vocal part in this tune. This is all instrumental. My bad on that. Trumpets, we are going to play, let's see. Why don't we do line 2? It's a little bit more in a nice range for most of you. You could try line 1, that's cool. The key signature on this is nasty trumpets, 4 sharps. So now you're somewhat used to F sharps, bottom line F, so like the last note of measure 9, that's going to be second valve F sharp, not first valve. C sharp is a note you are familiar with. C sharp is 1 and 2 when it's up high, 1, 2, and 3 when it's down low. I'm looking to see, let's see, measure 14 and 15 has a high C sharp, so that's not going to be open. That note you're used to playing open is going to be 1 and 2. Down at measure 23, the last note of 23, again, the C that you're used to being open is going to be all 3. Then, G's. You have a lot of G's in this song. G is not open. G is 2 and 3. So the first note of your song is not open. It's 2 and 3. Like I said, there's a lot of them. And then finally, you have a D sharp. Low D sharp is 2 and 3. And I'm looking for the low D sharps where the first one is in the song. The first one I seem to find is at measure, well, I thought I saw one. Measure 13, there it is, yeah. Measure 13, instead of 1 and 3, that's going to be 2 and 3 on that low D sharp, okay? You have another one down at measure 27. Measure 34, okay? So this is going to be tricky stuff, trumpet players. Let's try. Here we go. From measure 4, where you come in. That up, sorry. 2, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1 and 2. Measure rest. Here's the next spot. 65. And it goes all the way back to 17. Okay. Here's the second ending. And there you go, trumpet players. That's how that one goes. Now finally, if you're a percussionist, I would encourage you to go do a YouTube search for La Valentina and then see if you can grab a percussion instrument or make one at home. Take a couple paper plates, tape or staple them together with some dry rice in there, or something that would make a noise as you shake the plate. Or we just had Easter. Some of you may have some plastic Easter eggs that you can put something in the Easter egg and treat it as an egg shaker, just like we have at school, and come up with a percussion part that fits that, okay? Join me again next Monday, Mariachi people, and I will have some more info for you on Mariachi Band. And the plan at the moment is, if we do come back to school, to start up Mariachi Band on May 11th and still do a gig at Ray Azteca Restaurant in June, okay? You can also go back to past Shooting Stars on Mondays and find more rehearsal techniques on our songs. All right, thanks. We're going to move on now to some production. Hey everybody, it's time for our sound trap lesson here. It's our song production bonus lesson group that some of you are coming to on Mondays, and anyone's more than welcome to learn about sound trap here on our lesson today. Sound trap is a great digital audio workstation or recording program that you can use, and it's free, and it is for any computer, PC, Mac, and it's web-based, so it's something you don't have to download, which is super cool. If you haven't gotten Soundtrap on your computer, I'm going to put up here on the screen directions on how to get it, and you can follow these directions. Pause your video. So you can go to soundtrap.com, log in with Google, go through the couple questions they ask, and it will eventually take you to the screen here. And once you are on this screen, we're going to go to Enter Studio. I make podcasts too, which are super cool, but since this is a music production lesson, about the loops and how cool the loops are. And I'm just going to go through that again with you real quickly here today. If you want more information, you can go back and watch that video. So I'm going to go to Browse Loops, and I'm going to choose Beats, and I'm going to find a cool beat here that I want to do. Let's go to this trap beat. Let's drag this in. You can see now I have this cool trap beat going on. Cool. Let's add one more thing to that, but let's do it in a different way. That's the only loop I'm going to put in there for right now. We could go up here and X out of beats and like find a cool bass part that we want to put in there. That one doesn't really fit. But no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these 6 boxes here in the middle. This is kind of like my menu on Soundtrap. I'm going to go to play the synth. And when I go to play the synth, you'll notice that a little keyboard shows up. Now, most of you probably don't have a keyboard that you can plug into your computer. If you do, that's fantastic, because then you can literally take your piano keyboard and play in the parts that you want to. Otherwise, we use this on-screen keyboard. And you'll notice that you'll see I'm kind of hovering my mouse around the white keys here on the middle left side of the screen. If I press down a key, okay, I can get the notes to sound. But you'll notice on these keys too, there's an M and there's a comma, and all these keys have notes on them. So if I press down the M on my computer keyboard, and then the comma